Good morning. Take a look at yesterday. So let's have a quick look through. Finished Viscountliga yesterday. Not much going on. Single goal from Mario Hamner. I decided in the live stream to lay over 1.5 goals. Back Ulu +1, quite simply because the away side haven't scored that second goal away from home this season. But a small sample of matches, only 3. So not a huge mountain of evidence to give us a lot of confidence. French League 1. Well, the key success story there yesterday is Le Havre. They survive. I couldn't have survived an 8 o'clock start, 2 a.m. But let's have a look. Le Havre must win. Equaliser, care of a penalty, disallowed goal, and then an equaliser and a late winner, care of a penalty, 99th minute. This is where you're going to make huge bucks. If you're laying a draw late on for a team, if you look at the standings, take 2 points away from that in the 98th minute. You're on 32. A little lifesaver. That, I wish I was up for that. That's where you make the big money at the end of the match. That's where you make big money. Huge motivation. Cost you tuppence to find out. 109, 106. That's why we do the 1.09, 1.06 lays for matches like this, where you could get yourself a 10-1 return. That was the real success story yesterday. Saint-Etienne just couldn't get through. PSG, the shortest price of the day. And I'm maintaining details of the shortest price of the day for the Bet and Go. And consistently, the scorelines have been either 4-1 or 3-1. Is there a pattern? We will find out. Metz and Dunkirk followed Dunkirk's previous playoff, but without the 1-0 finishing to Dunkirk. All about the red card. And again, laying the late draw as late as possible. Even if you just enter matches in the 90th minute, look at the scoreline, you're going to be picking up 1 or 2 success stories there. So a couple of matches already. This is why we used to delay. And we should still do, of course. Delay entry into the market. That's where you get the biggest rewards. German Bundesliga. St. Pauli didn't need to win. It was all yesterday about goals and goal differences. So I had some very speculative plays on kind of over 6.5, over 7.5, with a view to trading, particularly in the Leipzig match. 5 goals there, 5 goals here. We're on the right track, but I overstretched. I went for something like 6.5 goals, where if I'd just gone down a couple to 3.5, 4.5, I've actually had winning trades rather than hard luck stories. So it's up to you. If your change of focus is either, for me, it's on low liability, low risk. That's why I went over 6.5 goals in some of these matches. And with reason as well, down to the goal differences, but not required in the end. Let's look at the final standings. It was a very exciting push for Europe throughout, but some sides cocked it up completely. Eintracht Frankfurt didn't need to win. Freiburg scored the first goal. Onus on them to get the win. +3, you're on 58 and in the Champions League. So that draw, eminently viable. That was the standout team in the Bundesliga yesterday as far as need is concerned. Leipzig, well, they desperately needed to win. Even a draw, well, wouldn't have done it with the positive goal difference. Mainz got away with a draw yesterday against Bayer Leverkusen. They let them in the door with 2 second-half goals. Looking at the bottom, and Hoff survived. All about the goal difference if Heidenheim had pulled off a recovery at 0-2, looking for the win. So an awful season for Hoffenheim. Might sound alarm bells for next season. Serie A, dead rubber. Portuguese La Liga, Sporting Lisbon, Benfica equaliser. I hope you spotted that one. Title contenders. Forenza equaliser before going down. Don't forget, play the hint, not the outcome, if you were interested in Forenza. And I'll show you why you might have been interested in Forenza. 27 plus 3, 30, and you're out. They did get the equaliser, but didn't push on and get the win. And the champions are now Sporting Lisbon, who got the win. Benfica drew. Braga and Porto. Well, Braga confirming Europa League places. Santa Clara and Victoria Guimarães. Guimarães needed to win, but they were playing Sporting Lisbon. What an unlucky hit at the end of the season. Playing a team who, with a win, will be champions. Hard luck story for Guimarães, who are a rock solid side. La Liga 2, lots of red cards yesterday. How has that affected the standings? We've got a couple of matches left now in League 2, so they'll be of interest coming to the end of the season, and it's a lot to do at the top. Still, the title is open, and as far as the top 6 places is concerned, well, there's a queue, Almeria, Huesca for that. And at the bottom, it's starting to be a bit of a gap between Eldense and Zaragoza. 5 points could become 8 points if Zaragoza win their next match. 2 consecutive wins for Zaragoza. Eldense must match that, and I hope Zaragoza slip up. So it's all getting very interesting at the bottom. Let's take a look at today. Dead Rubber City in the Premier League. Won't be a live stream today. Just be some telegrams. Everton, Southampton, live. Dead Rubber. West Ham, Nottingham Forest. Plenty of motivation for Nottingham Forest to get Champions League football. Brentford and Fulham. Funnily enough, Brentford, one of the highest goal scorers this season outside of the top sides. London Derby, dead rubber. Leicester and Ipswich, dead rubber. Arsenal and Newcastle, possible European squabble for Newcastle. So, dead rubber, the Premier League is becoming a bit of a damp squib at the moment. Newcastle 66, Chelsea 66, Aston Villa 66. They're all involved in the Champions League, but Man City are on 65 now and could usurp any of those two, particularly having played a game less than 4th and 5th. So the European fixtures for Newcastle and for Nottingham Forest provide the motivation in the Premier League. So let's have a look at Italian Serie A. It's what I call moving day. This is the research at Football Training Profits. 2 matches remain. Juve and Udinese. Champions League spot is not safe yet for Juve. Mid-table for Udinese. Inter and Lazio. Title tussle. The Champions League finalists, Inter. They've got a whole heap of important matches on their plate. Lazio could still get into the Champions League place, but need 3 points or to outperform Juve. So plenty of motivation there. Parma and Napoli. Parma can be caught at the bottom. Napoli can be caught at the top. 110% covering every blade of grass. Monza and Empoli. Monza relegated. Empoli still have an exit from the bottom 2, but must win today. Motivation. Lecce and Torino. Lecce can escape the relegation zone. Must beat a Torino with a strong enough defence, but a lack of end-of-season motivation. Fiorentina and Bologna. Shot at European places. Must take points off your nearest rival match, this one. Roma and Milan. Must take points off your nearest rival match again for these two. More so for underperforming AC Milan, who it would be a disaster if they weren't in the European places come the end of the season. Como can't really improve places now. They have topped out, but they are on a really good run at the moment under Cesc Fabregas. Would be keen to keep that momentum going. Cagliari and Venezia still be caught, but a positive result today nails safety. Venezia are a point above the relegation zone, and a win helps survival with them. In the Dutch Eredivisie today, 2 matches remain again. Get the job done today to line you up for the last day of the season, where hopefully business has been concluded already. All go for the title tilt for PSV. Sparta could help their European ambitions with a win. AZ Alkmaar today guaranteed European football. Almere, 2 consecutive wins could end up third bottom, so it's a must-win for Almere. Ajax and Twente, derby-style match, a bit like the FA Cup final. We had a couple of those insurance plays yesterday, didn't we? Ended 1-0. FA Cup was one of them. We were a bit unlucky. A Moreno missed penalty, and then a Crystal Palace second goal was disallowed, thankfully. But that Moreno missed penalty cost us a profit where we got out with a break even. Heerenveen and Feyenoord, Champions League place not secure, as Utrecht can sniff an upset. Heerenveen still have work to do to ensure they remain in European places. They've gone off the ball now, Heerenveen. Looks like their poor form is going to cost them. Valvik can go ahead. Guaranteed European football go ahead. Valvik's only solace this season is to aim for a current third bottom and a chance of a relegation playoff. Sittard and Utrecht, plenty to keep these two honest. As well as the dead rubber, NAC Breda safe from relegation. Willem-II stay third bottom, have a shot at the playoffs. Dead rubber, Heracles and NEC survival. Spanish La Liga, 2 to 3 matches remain, so it's still not urgent just yet in Spain. Barcelona, Villarreal, 3 matches remain. 7-point difference at the top. So Barca, I think, got the job done against Espanyol, to be honest. Real Madrid, Sevilla, I think title is out of grasp now, I think. Atletico Madrid, second place is open if Real lose and Atletico win, if they're interested. Quite clear indication in recent matches that the minds are elsewhere. Celta Vigo, Rayo can improve their European places with 3 off Celta. Celta scoring 3 goals recently, so watch out. Possible over 6.5 goals if you fancy a bit of a punt. Las Palmas and Leganes can still escape the relegation zone, but have only 2 matches remaining. Played third bottom today, Leganes. Mallorca, European ambitions, but only 1 win in 4. Getafe, 5 points above relegation, with 9 points available, still need to finish the job. Osasuna, outside chance of Europe. It's very outside though. Espanyol, 5 points above relegation. So lots to play for still in Spain. Sociedad against Girona. Girona can still be caught in third bottom, but the 8-point gap with the 9 points available surely seals the deal. Sociedad is safe. Valencia, shot at Europe. Betis can get Atletico Bilbao's Champions League place and any Bilbao slip-up. Valladolid, relegated. Alaves are a point above relegation zone, had to win last week and did. So watch out for Alaves, all to do. Bundesliga 2. Dead rubber for Darmstadt Regensburg. Schalke can still be caught, but have a positive 14-goal difference to third bottom. With a win, Elversborg could get one of the 2 automatic promotion spots. Elvis will be the main attraction. That's a lot of carrot for Elvis. Better than burgers, I suppose. Karlsruhe and Paderborn. Paderborn win could see them enter the top 3. Season over for Karlsruhe. Braunschweig must win. Have a chance to exit the bottom 3. Dead rubber for Nuremberg. If Köln win, that's all that they can do to have a shot at the title. Fail to win equals second, and still Elversborg could threaten them. If Kaiserslautern win, they have a chance at third place. So late draw. Dead rubber, Hertha Berlin. Ulm, bottom 2, will remain so. Preußen Munster could survive with a win. So it's all about this motivation. This is what you're looking at. Likes of Preußen Munster. Either get into the playoffs or get out of the relegation zone. Those are the 2 big factors. Dusseldorf, with a win and an Elversborg loss, could go third and promotion spots. So plenty to keep Dusseldorf interested here. Greuther Fürth must win. Hope other results go their way. We have a shot at the survival. Hamburg must match or exceed what Köln do. And in Spanish La Liga, Castellón against Eldenza. Castellón can still be caught by Eldenza, who have 4th relegation play. Almeria still seek to maintain European place. Racing are eyeing a top 2 and automatic promotion. Real Oviedo and Zaragoza. Oviedo still have European interests, mathematically can breach the top two, but must do their bit by winning. Dead rubber, Racing Ferrol. And in the Allsvenskan today, so you're getting a good look at the research I normally keep for members today. It's just a quick way in for them. They don't have to think about who needs what. It's all done for them. AIK and Hammarby, 2.5 the favourite. Two sides with a bit of both teams to score about them and overs. Don't forget, there's only a small sample in the Allsvenskan. Possibility of a goal before half-time if we're expecting this both teams to score pattern. Häcken and Värnamo. Expect second half goals in this particular Allsvenskan match. Possible both teams to score again. Are Värnamo simply liable of leading given their season today? All defeats but 2 consecutive score draws. Malmo, unspectacular so far. Another draw last match, so they've got to really do something here. Oster, we played their last match, but we did take out insurance. Lay over 1.5 goals if Oster score first. They won 1-0 last match after failing to score in 6 consecutive matches. So that's a really straightforward angle there. So that's it for today. It's a nice busy day. 1:30 for the Eredivisie. I won't be doing a live stream today, or will I? I'll let you know a bit nearer. The reason I don't do Sunday live streams is just we don't get the attendance. So it's obviously not something that you actually want as part of the service. But I will be on hand on Telegram for you throughout the day. And Telegram does have its own live facility. I'll see you from about lunchtime today on Telegram. I'll be covering all the early kickoffs. Premier League, it's very difficult to get enthused about it, but perhaps a neutral play would be interesting. Leicester and Ipswich, for example, you'd be eyeing the win for one of those two there, even though it's a dead rubber, of course. Brentford, will their goals form signal goals for us today? They're one of the better goal-scoring sides this season. Have a great day. I'll see you throughout the day on Telegram.